Warning, the Canadian dollar is about as stable as Boris Yeltsin. Rock's long-awaited gun control bill has been tabled, and the Justice Minister says he is impressed with his opponent's kind words and understanding attitudes.
You come after me for bullshit, and I'll come after you.
The war has only begun.
Some gun owners, however, like Alberta Reform member Bob Mills, say that they would consider going to jail rather than register their guns.
And I really object to registering them.
Mr. Mills stated that his collection is simply too large to register, claiming the paperwork alone would kill him. The president of the Responsible Gun Owners of Manitoba says that aside from the gun he carries with him at all times and the couple he has lying around on his couch, he and his supporters keep their guns safely secured on state-of-the-art, high-tech, child-proof wooden pegs. It seems that no matter what Mr. Rock does, loopy groups on both sides of the issue will never be happy. Sorry, that should read lobby groups.
February 15th was the 30th anniversary of Canada's flag. We spent $1 million and we celebrated the glorious 30th birthday of the magnificent Maple Leaf. What a blast! Some of the more churlish amongst us claim the celebrations were nothing but a crass political exercise.
Propagande fédérale au Québec pour l'année référendaire.
But hey, hasn't Canada's flag's birthday always been a big day for us Canadians? Let's take a look back now at the glorious 25th birthday. Well, how about the spectacular 20th birthday? In these tough economic times, our federal government wouldn't just blow $1 million on a pretend celebration, would they? Besides, how many votes for Canadian unity can you buy for $1 million anyway?
Provincial finance ministers gathered in Ottawa recently for a budget briefing from Finance Minister Paul Martin.
They met in a very big conference room. After a scheduled photo opportunity, the doors were closed and the meeting began.
The results of the briefing, Paul Martin walked out unscathed. The finance minister suffered only minor bruises, but the Canadian people, however, took a jab to the juggler and a swift kick to the cobblers.
While the Parti Québécois roadshow travels the province selling sovereignty, Liberals have been crowding the Montreal Metro handing out their Just Say No campaign pamphlet. Montrealers were keen to snap up the pamphlets. At a news conference held at Mirabel Airport, a spokesman for Premier Daniel Johnson said his party is extremely proud of the campaign literature, and he's confident that separatists will see the light. In a chapter entitled Group Hug, the three main reasons offered for remaining in Canada are as follows. If Quebec separates, the Quebec economy will collapse, people in Ottawa will no longer drive to Hull for last call, and Parizeau will want his face on your money.
The men's community of Toronto has suffered a major setback. Organizers expected over 1,000 delegates to show up at their annual International Men's Day convention, and were disappointed when only 5 men attended. We speak now to the 2 organizers in Toronto, Bernardo Manwaring and Manfred Perdue. Gentlemen, what happened?
I've changed my mind, Manfred. I can't go through with this.
Be strong, Bernardo.
I'm trying.
Close your eyes, Bernardo. Close your eyes and imagine that you're a stallion, Bernardo.
Yes.
A wild, savage stallion of bristling sinew.
Yes, my sinew. I can feel my sinew bristling.
Racing across the cymbal-laden plains, strong and spicy.
Yes.
Oh, ride, Bernardo. Ride and be free.
I am free. I am free.
Excuse me, can we get off the spicy plains for a minute? As the organizers for the event, you do have to take responsibility for the low turnout, don't you?
Molly, being a man is a struggle.
To get up.
Just to go to work.
To breathe.
Look, Molly, he's about He's about to cry. Look what you've done to him, Molly.
I haven't done anything to him. I merely asked him a question.
Back off, Molly. Just back off. You have been riding him since the beginning of this interview. He has had a hard week.
We're not like women, Molly. We are men, Molly, men.
It's not in our nature to gather.
We lead, we fight, we don't organize.
Well, that's pretty obvious.
Man-baiting, she's man-baiting.
Bernardo, be calm. Close your eyes and imagine that you're in the middle of a forest. Buck naked.
Woo!
Carrying a drum?
Yes, a drum.
And of course your platinum card, Bernardo. Don't forget your platinum card.
Boom, Bernardo, boom.
I think that's just about enough, gentlemen. Thank you. Good night.
Oh, there you are.
After a busy week in Ottawa, Joe is back on the land. Here's this hour's very own Joe Crow.
Oh, hello. Joe Crow here, eh? Just coming down off a double shapeshift. Still semi-moose-like on the back of our great Mother Earth. Beating about for native justice. And my contact lens. Well, guess which one I'll find first, eh? Oh, there it is. My contact lens. So, let this be a reminder to you. Moose eyes are not that similar to human eyes and require a much larger lens. So, never shapeshift without packing an extra big pair of contact lenses. I just flew in from a demonstration on Parliament Hill, and boy are my arms sore, and my head, and my back. What's with those Mounties, eh? Geez, we just set up a few teepees, start a peaceful demonstration. Next thing you know, it's the October crisis. Someone should tell those bozos. It's February? Oh, it's the same old story. Boy meets girl, boy loses girl because he shapeshifts into a beaver and she shapeshifts into a loon. Or maybe it's the same old other story. Mountie meets native, Mountie loses native, Mountie finds native again and beats the crap out of him. Could use a rewrite and a new ending. Shh. The wise wind is whispering to me. It says, Joey. It always calls me Joey. I think it likes me. It says, Joey, non-native justice is like a constipated weasel. It just needs some time and a little bit more fiber. Well, enough time has gone by and, oh, here's the fiber. Well, until next time, I'm Joe Crow saying, don't let the sun catch us crying, eh? And skidoo careful. Don't let the sun catch us crying. Hey, 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 the night's a time for your tears. Hey, 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 hey.
Ottawa police are considering a plan which would put surveillance cameras at all main intersections within city limits in order to catch motorists who run red lights. The cameras cost $70,000 each. There are 521 intersections in the city of Ottawa. The average fine for running a red light is $100, so the police will have to fine 364,700 motorists in order for this system to pay for itself. It might just work, as long as Ottawa's 100,000 civil servants each get caught at least 3 or 4 times. But no matter how you look at it, the message is clear. Crime doesn't pay.
Oscars dominated the news last week when the Irish writer Oscar Wilde was finally honored by his English betters at a ceremony in Westminster, and nominations for the live Oscars were announced. With Forrest Gump and Shawshank Redemption leading the pack of contenders, the dead Oscar Wilde might have mentioned that it is not good for one's morals to see bad acting. But then again, Oscar the Grouch would probably just sing, I love trash.
12-year-old Toronto boy is facing 27 charges over what police describe as a reign of terror over fellow classmates. The boy apparently has been using bullying tactics in an effort to get money from other students. The boy's father, Ted Rogers of Rogers Communications, says that he has no idea where his son could have learned such behavior.
This Hour Has 22 Minutes is proud to present media pundits Stuart Steed and Steve Steele with The Right Answer. Men, we salute you.
Okay, let's start it all off with General Vernon takes the fall for the Airborne's videos.
What are we gonna do? Disband every organization where the men drink till they vomit?
Goodbye, Lions Club.
Goodbye, Shriners.
Who's gonna defend the country?
The Chess Club? Newfoundland Premier Clyde Wells offering 10-year tax holiday for new corporations.
What? Corporations pay taxes since when?
Don't laugh, it could happen.
Chinese women to have their voices heard at United Nations Fourth World Conference.
Yes, but what good will it do? They'll be speaking Chinese. Quebec says they may leave behind their share of Canada's debt.
Oh, not while we've still got an Air Force, they don't. Why wait for the referendum? I say start carpet bombing now. It's Oscar time and the NFB are nominated for yet another 7-minute cartoon.
And they only cost us $80 million a year. Criminally insane patient gets $2,500 settlement because he was inconvenienced in jail.
What did he do?
He killed 4 people with an axe.
Oh, how was he inconvenienced?
He couldn't get time in the sauna.
Really? Do you think $2,500 is enough? Britons protesting like mad to save the cows.
I feel their pain. You can't get a good plate of veal anymore.
I know. We were out the other night. The meat was tough.
Garçon, I said crate raised and milk fed. This baby has obviously seen sunlight.
I say save the cows, kill the Brits.
I like it.
Yeah, gotta.
And that's the right answer. The O.J. Simpson trial continues in Los Angeles. Our foreign correspondent, Tim McMillan, is in the courtroom. We speak with him now. Hello, Tim.
Hello!
Can you tell us what the mood is like in the O.J. courtroom?
No!
And why is that, Tim?
I'm at the Winter Games in Grand Prairie, Alberta! Big sky country! Is the sky ever big? I guess that's where the expression comes from.
You're supposed to be our O.J. Simpson trial correspondent, Tim.
But I love the Winter Games, Frank! Ever since I was little! Speed skating, cross-country skiing, crazy carpet!
What about the O.J. trial, Tim?
Well, I can give you my impressions of it.
How's that, Tim?
They have it on TV up here.
Is that right?
Yeah, and so far from what I've seen, Frank, I can't tell if O.J. did it.
Really?
Yeah, part of me says yes, part of me says no. I'm torn.
I see.
You should ask me again when the final arguments are made.
Well, maybe we'll just do that, Tim.
Oh, I gotta go, Frank. The bartender's race is just about to start.
That was our O.J. Simpson correspondent in Grand Prairie, Alberta. Thank you for this, Tim. And careful on that crazy carpet.
Preston Manning continued to lead his very own homegrown tax revolt this week. Reform officials say they are encouraged by the response to their enough is enough, no more taxes 1-900 line. Early reports indicate that the number of callers to the line is only surpassed by the good people at Enough is Never Enough, Do It To Me 1-900 number.
Libyan leader Muammar Gaddafi has published a collection of short stories and essays entitled The Village, the Earth, and the Suicide of the Astronaut. Gaddafi's publisher says he's relieved that Muammar didn't go with the original title, I'm crazy, I'm crazy, I'm crazy, I'm crazy, and now I have a word processor.
Daytime TV talk shows have come under fire lately. It seems that some of the guests who make a habit of parading their misery across the airwaves are fraudulent in their claims. Joining us now, 4 people who are being sued for pulling a hoax on the Toronto syndicated talk show, Shirley. They are, of course, the Quinlan Quints. Hello, Quints.
Couldn't be better.
Top of the blender.
Right as rain.
He said hello. Hello.
Hello.
Now tell me, why did you perpetrate this hoax?
Why does anyone do anything?
Bucks.
Yeah, big buck.
Big buckaroo bucks.
Now, did the Shirley Show actually pay you to appear?
Well, they flew us up to Toronto, didn't they?
Picked us up in a stretch limo.
Yeah, and they gave us money to buy lunch.
Yeah, but we fooled them.
We never had no lunch. We bought these instead, look.
Yeah.
Now, granted, maybe we should have used that money to buy lunch.
We knows I was wrong, but they're suing us over that.
Well, I think they're suing you for pretending to be people who you're not. Now, who exactly did you pretend to be?
Well, we did we were abandoned by our mother before we were born.
And then our moose mothers dressed us up as girls.
Yeah, and then we were jealous of ourselves because we lost a lot of weight.
Until we became animal cross-dressers.
Which led inevitably to our destructive affair with our uncle's brother's baby sister.
And resulted in a tragic 20-year stay in a detox thing, you know.
Yeah.
But they didn't believe that.
Really? Well, thank you so much for sharing. One question before you go now. Why are you wearing that collar?
Oh, me? Oh, my collar. I broke my arm trying to put a sunroof in the limo with his head.
Yeah. But I got a bean on me that could drive nails.
But see, I wouldn't leave it alone, so the doctor put the cone on so I always wouldn't be licking the salve off the arm, right? See? I can't get at it.
Well, on that note, let's call it a night. Good night.
Good night.
See, I can do this with the arm, but I can't do this, right?
Hello and welcome to Tough Times, Tough Decisions. For a while now, the federal government has been looking for permanent office space in the federal riding of Sault Ste. Marie. No easy task, considering that Sault Ste. Marie has the highest commercial vacancy rate in all of Canada. But in these tough times, tough decisions must be made, and that is why the feds have said no to a previously approved option of buying and renovating an existing building for $7 million. Instead, Public Works Minister Dave Dingwall, there he is, has said that the federal government will borrow $12 million and build a brand new building instead. And the good news is, Dingwall says that by building the new building, the taxpayers will save $500,000 a year. Well, when pressed on how one saves $500,000 a year by saying no to a $7 million building and yes to a $12 million building, Dingwall admits that, well, he had no idea how he came up with that figure. And though it defies logic and every single mathematical principle known to man or the Royal Bank, Dingwall has stated the Liberals were elected on a promise to make tough decisions in tough times. And this is the type of tough action the government must take every single day.
The 106-year-old Eiffel Tower is getting a facelift.
The work crew of 58 men will apply 70 coats of paint. The work will take more than 2 years to complete and is said to be quite dangerous. But French officials are not concerned because the work crew is quite experienced.
They apparently did similar work on Joan Collins, who coincidentally is just a week younger than the Eiffel Tower.
Scientists in Poland have discovered a 20,000-year-old boomerang carved from the tusk of a mammoth. The relic has been dubbed the Tom Jones boomerang. You only have to throw it once and it keeps coming back every 5 years.
And now for the country's emotional weather report, let's go to Group with this hour's very own Janet Rottenberg.
Hello and welcome to Group. My name is Janet and you're... Canada. Canada, that's very good. And you are feeling... Oh, a bunch of feelings. Well, that's all right, isn't it? Because we're here to share. Because you know when you share, you start H healing ARE. So, Canada, why don't you share with us some of those feelings? No? You're shy? Except for you, of course. Put that away, please. There are younger provinces watching. Oh, we have a volunteer, and your name is Quebec. Quebec. And what do you want to share with us, Quebec? Oh, you want to leave group? Well, okay. All right, that's valid. I wouldn't want to deny your feelings, Quebec. When you deny others' feelings, you D, don't, E, empower, N, nothing, and Y, yuck. So, you want to leave. You want to, I guess, ruin group. Well, that's valid, of course. I wouldn't think of mentioning all the money group's given you over the years to keep coming to group and improving yourself and all the time and energy we've spent trying to help you so that as a group we can together grow and find ourselves. I wouldn't even grow up. Oh, look, our time is up. Thank you for sharing, Quebec, and next time we'll deal with your feelings of inadequacy and delusions of grandeur. Thank you so much for coming to group.
Well, that's the way we saw the world this week. But before we go, a hypothetical question to my co-anchors. Okay, folks, if Quebec separates, should Quebecers keep their Canadian passports?
Passports, yes.
Definitely not.
Quebec wants to separate?
Well, for all of us here at this hour has 22 minutes. Good night.
Good night.
And I'll tell you what's crazy. For 20 years, the Swedes have been using radar to track what they thought were Soviet submarines along their coastline. Last week, the menacing Rusky subs turned out to be animals. Minks, mostly. I know how they feel. For years, I thought the Reform Party was a comedy troupe from Alberta. Then I found out, no, they come from all over. This is sad. Workers at a zoo in San Francisco say koala bears only have 40 seconds of sex about 3 times a year. Hubby couldn't understand what takes them so long. Of course, Hub will often try a couple of knock-knock jokes in lieu of foreplay. That would be the sad part. But who says romance is a thing of the past? A woman in Albany put the head of a dead coyote in her boyfriend's car last week. She put a dead squirrel on his doorstep and a dead cat in his hot tub. Big barbecue at his place this weekend, I guess. A little vino, some candles, and a squirrel shank. That's amore. Now this is crazy. In the new Sharon Stone movie, she plays a cowboy and hardly has sex with anybody. Think about it. We haven't seen her breasts for days. Hey, what's going on? Hear about that guy in New Brunswick who lit his car on fire and drove it into his house? Here's a clue. Try electric heat. It's cheaper. I'm Sandy Campbell.